Hi everyone, a package just arrived and it's something for the CamperPod. It's a very important safety feature that I wanted to add, and I'm going to take this inside now and show you what it is. One of the most important things I wanted to add for a safety feature to our CamperPod is a first aid kit. I'd spent a lot of hours on the internet looking for a first aid kit that would be suitable for my needs. I wanted a wall-mounted first aid kit that would fit quite a few items because we are going to be off in the woods. Most of the time we're going to be off-road hiking, and my husband might be taking his fat bike. We're going to be boondocking. We're not going to be on campsites, and there's greater chance of injuries when you're hiking, berry picking, and you're off in the woods by yourself. But having chemical sensitivities, it was really hard to find a first aid kit that met all my needs. I wanted a nice large first aid kit that was wall mounted for easy access as soon as we go inside the pod. I wanted to be able to have that there in case anything happened, and I will show you the mounting of this in another video. And I also needed a first aid kit that didn't have a pile of synthetic or chemical ointments, and I personally have an allergy to isopropanol. So isopropanol wipes are in it, and you're sort of paying for all of that stuff that you don't need. So then I came across WildMedKits, a Canadian company online, that you could customize your own first aid kits. You can select bags or cases to put your first aid items in, and you can select your own items that you want inside the case. So WildMedKits is a Canadian company founded by Ken Piercy. He's a registered nurse who works in remote locations throughout Canada. He's extensively involved in first aid, CPR, nursing, and education. He now has his website where you can purchase and create your own first aid kits, which was perfect for me. And I'll show you a little bit about what I selected to go in our CamperPod. So the first thing I selected was this large first aid case. This one is a plastic polypropylene case. Initially I was thinking about going with the metal one. They have a metal case as well. They also have bags. There's all different choices there. This case retails for $24.95. And this one is, I think, 14 and1/4 inches by 9 3/4 inches, and it's 3 1/8 inch deep. This is a polypropylene plastic, which is a plastic that I'm okay with. And like I said, they do have a metal option if you prefer a metal case. It has hinges and clasps, and it's a wall mount. So we can just add the screws to the wall and slide this on, and then we can take it off if needed. There's also a gasket in here that protects it from getting any moisture or dirt inside, and rounded corners for safety. This also acts as a carrying handle if we wanted to take it out of the CamperPod and use it outside. There's a few more things in the box here I'm going to take out that I selected. And a nice little sticker, WildMedKits.ca. And he also has some things in the box. So these are latex-free bandages. There's 50 of them. These are extra large. I'm not a fan of having bandages of all different sizes. I just like a large bandage and a standard size Band-Aid. So there's going to be enough of these that I will have some that I can put away in another box for refilling the first aid kit as we need it. Let's take a look. Well, actually, I'm going to show you these. And of course, just some 100% cotton gauze sponges. There's 50 of those. They can always come in handy for many different things. And again, there's enough here to put some in the case and refill. I found they were actually one of the most inexpensive places for buying Steri-Strips. Steri-Strips are a great alternative to actually having to stitch someone with minor wounds. It's essentially a stitch tape that you can use to close up wounds. I also ordered this first aid instrument roll, and this is very important to have if you even need to cut gauze or remove splinters, there's splinter removers in here. There's a set of nice sharp looking nail cutters. There's also a large set of pointed tweezers, some surgical scissors in here, as well as a Kelly clamp hemostat. There's a magnifying card in here, so if you need to see tiny wounds or small splinters, you have that there. There's also a scalpel with a handle and a blade, and those splinter out tools. Now they did have alcohol swabs in this, which I will remove because I can't use isopropanol. I have my own spray bottle of grain alcohol that I use, or peroxide instead. So I will donate those to somebody who may be able to use them. So this is a great compact instrument tool kit that I can put inside the first aid kit and have everything nice and handy. It's a waterproof case on that as well. So let's take a look at what's already packed inside the case. And I will be mounting it to the wall in this manner, so when you open it up, it'll fall down like this, so you can use the inside here as a shelf. So we have some regular fabric bandages that are also latex free, that are just a standard size bandage. Always going to need some of those. This is a 100% cotton triangular bandage, which is great for supporting your arms and shoulders, supporting splints and dressings. These are just all around important if you need to sling your arm or something like that. We also have a latex free bandage, a stretch bandage, elastic wrap. Then we also have, these are all basic things for a first aid kit. This is self-adherent wrap, and again, this is a latex-free self-adherent wrap. And a selection of different types of tapes. They have multiple types of tapes you can get on there. There's fabric tape and waterproof tape as well. We have quite a few packages of cotton gauze. Always comes in handy. Actually, I oftentimes use gauze more than I do band-aids. So again, I will put a few of those in here and save the rest for when we want to refill. I have a little handy field guide here. I wasn't expecting this in here. It's great. So especially for my husband, I have a little more, I have no professional training, but I do have a little more knowledge about first aid than he does, so this will definitely come in handy for him. Then we have a few compressing sterile dressings. These are 6-inch ones, a little bit larger if you have a deep wound. I got a few abdominal pads. These are always great. They're very absorbent, large pads. Another compress bandage. This is to stop bleeding. Now they also sell already pre-made kits, and I always have problems with my eyes. Everything gets in my eyes, dust and pollen and small stones, and so this was great. I wanted this. This is an eye injury module. They have several modules on there for different things. So you could go in and take a look, and you can get specific modules which are good for refilling or good for stocking in the first place. So this particular module, which was $9.95, includes everything for cleaning and treating a variety of eye injuries, or can be used, as I just said, to refill your existing kit. So this comes with an eye shield and strap, an eye pad, saline irrigator, a 4-inch roll of gauze, a 2-inch roll of gauze, a cotton tip applicator, and some medical tape. 2 cotton tip applicators. And there's a nice bottle of saline in there, sterile saline, which is always good for flushing your eyes or flushing wounds. I also wanted this pen light. I think I'm going to put that in with this. And it actually came with batteries, which is fantastic. Can't ask for better than that. Let's take a look at this pen light. And I'm going to tear the box box. I have no fingernails because I'm having issues with my nails right now. I have oral lichen planus, and it also affects the nail bed, so I have to keep all my nails really short. So let's go ahead and put the batteries in and take a look. There, just seeing a little straw down there. Oh, that was just to keep the batteries in place. Neat idea. And which direction do they go? I'm going to assume this way. If I'm wrong, we can redo it. Oh, that's perfect. It's turning on already. So this is an aluminum pin light. Wow, it's a nice bright light. Perfect. If you need to see into someone's eyes or down someone's throat, or you're looking at a splinter. That's the WildMedKits pen light. It's excellent. And I'll go ahead and put that in this kit. Hopefully, I think it will fit just fine. And it does. It's fantastic. And we have, lastly, an aluminum splint. So this is a padded aluminum splint that's moldable, and it won't pick up on an x-ray. So if you needed to splint somebody's arm or leg, somebody got a broken bone, you can splint it with these padded aluminum splints, and then when you take them to the hospital, it can stay in place. So these are always great to have if you're expecting, or even if you're not expecting, an injury. So hopefully we'll never have to use any of this stuff, but it's always good to have safety equipment on hand. We're also going to outfit the CamperPod with other important safety features like a fire alarm and fire extinguishers. We don't really need monitors for gas because we're running everything on solar electric. So now all I have to do is put this kit together and mount it to the wall, which I'll show you in another video. Now while I have it here, I'm going to show you some other things that I put together for someone with chemical sensitivities like myself. And if you have chemical sensitivities, you know what you can and can't use when it comes to a first aid kit, different types of ointments. So I have already some items put together and adding to this first aid kit for those of us with chemical sensitivities. So some of the things I'll be adding in lieu of painkillers and ointments, as well as things for sanitizing wounds, are hydrogen peroxide. It's always good to have on hand. I also have silver, again good for infections. My husband finds this works very well for him. I have apple cider vinegar, which I find is really good for bug bites and certain other small abrasions. Be careful, some people find this stings a lot. Coconut oil. This is good for dry skin, scratches, cracked skin, calluses. Adding that in. Just some raw honey. This is one of the best antibacterial ointments. I actually found a company online in Europe that has burn ointment, and all it is 100% honey. I have calcium bentonite clay, as well as just some basic cornstarch. These can be used with a little lemon juice to make a product to stop bleeding if compression doesn't work, or if it's just a small area that you need to stop bleeding. I used to use this a lot when I had chickens. Use some cornstarch and some lemon juice, mix that together and put it on a wound, like if you cut their toenail or something like that. So that will be going in there as well. Then I have my own grain alcohol. This is very important to have for sterilizing wounds. I also have Rescue Remedy. This is a Bach flower remedy to help calm you if you're having trouble with some panic or anything during an episode where you injured yourself. I have arnica, which again is something that's good for if you have injuries or wounds. A small amount of iodine, always good as an antiseptic as well. And this is one that I use for colds and flus. This is called Flu Buster. It's a little remedy. If you get sniffles coming on, you can give it a try. So these things will be going in my first aid kit, along with all of the things that I got from WildMedKits.ca. And we will be mounting this inside the CamperPod. Just inside the door we have an aluminum strip that will take this perfectly. So we'll be able to keep all of our first aid items in one neat, tidy kit that will be easily accessible just inside the door of the camper. There's plenty of supplies here to refill the kit as needed, and I will show you in the next video how we're going to mount it and where it's going to be located. In the meantime, if you're looking to custom make your own first aid kit or bag, go over to WildMedKits.ca, where you can select whatever type of case or bag you like and select all the items. Even these really neat, if you're not sure what to get, modules that you can put inside your kit and build your own first aid kit for either on the go, in your RV, or your home. That's WildMedKits.ca. I will link them in the description box below, and stay tuned for the next video where I will show you where we're going to mount this in the CamperPod so that we'll always have something on hand to stay safe.